Please video like and subscribe this channel. Beginning, the unexpected meeting. My name is Jalen Ward, and I was just an ordinary human explorer, mapping uncharted sectors of the galaxy. I had never expected my life to change in a single day, but it did the moment I landed on Zytheria 7, a lush, green planet orbiting a quiet star. I was setting up sensors in a dense forest when I heard a strange noise like metal scraping against stone, followed by a soft hum of energy. I looked up and froze. A girl appeared before me. She was clearly not human. Her skin shimmered faintly, with tiny iridescent scales, and her hair floated as if underwater. Her eyes were large and golden, glowing softly in the dim light of the forest. She wore a silver tunic, adorned with strange symbols I didn't recognize. I knew immediately that she wasn't just an alien, she was something special. Unique. Powerful. And she looked nervous. Human, she said in a voice like wind chimes. Can you act like my partner? I blinked. I wasn't sure I had heard correctly. Your partner? I asked. Yes, she whispered, fidgeting with the edge of her tunic. Just pretend. Please. Can you? I tilted my head. This was highly unusual. First contact with an alien, and she's asking me to pretend to be her partner. Why? I asked carefully. She hesitated. Her golden eyes darted away. I need you to pretend. It's complicated. Just, please. Say yes. I paused. I could run. I could tell her I had no time for this. But something about her vulnerability, her unusual plea made me smile. I'll do it, I said, calmly. I'll pretend. Her eyes widened. Relief washed over her face. She smiled faintly. That small smile, delicate, uncertain, made my chest tighten. Thank you, she said. I am Lyra. Jalen, I replied. And I guess, we're partners now. She laughed softly, a sound like tinkling bells. And just like that, my ordinary exploration mission turned into something extraordinary. The plan and the pretense. Lyra explained the situation. Her people, the Zytherians, had strict traditions. In her city, public partnerships were highly respected, and she was being pressured to present a partner for the upcoming Festival of Stars, a ceremony celebrating unity between clans. The problem? She had no real partner. And if she didn't appear with someone, her family would arrange her union with someone she didn't trust, possibly a political rival. That's why she had asked me to act as her fake partner. I agreed, and the training began. First, I had to learn Zytherian etiquette, how to walk beside her, how to bow, how to make subtle gestures that signaled respect and partnership. The rules were strict, but Lyra guided me with patience and gentle corrections. You must move your hands like this, she instructed, demonstrating a flowing gesture with her long fingers. It shows honor to your partner. I tried to mimic her. My hands felt clumsy. I stumbled slightly. Lyra giggled. No, like this. Her laughter was warm and musical. I realized that despite the seriousness of our task, she had a way of making me feel comfortable as if nothing else in the galaxy mattered. The next days were spent walking together, visiting markets, observing festivals, and learning how to appear as an inseparable pair. Everywhere we went, her people stared. They whispered. Some smiled approvingly, others frowned in suspicion. And throughout it all, I noticed how she looked at me not as a teacher or as a friend, but as if I were the only human in the universe. I couldn't deny it. I felt the same. Her presence stirred something inside me, something I hadn't felt in years, curiosity, affection, and a strange sense of belonging. A crisis emerges. Then came the crisis. A rival faction of Zytherians discovered her secret. They had seen me helping her practice and assumed I was more than a partner, that I was plotting something. A group confronted us during a training walk near the Crystal Falls, a sacred site. Lyra froze. I stepped forward. "I'm only here to help her," I said firmly. "I mean no harm to your people." The leader of the group narrowed his eyes. "You are human. You do not belong here. Step aside, or face consequences." I knew we had to act quickly. Lyra whispered, "Just follow my lead. Trust me." Together, we performed a ceremonial gesture of unity, a complex series of hand motions that bonded us symbolically in front of witnesses. The elders watching us stopped in their tracks. Their frowns softened into acceptance. I breathed a sigh of relief. Lyra's eyes sparkled. She looked at me with a mix of gratitude and admiration. "You were amazing," she whispered. I smiled. "We make a good team." For the first time, she blushed. Closer moments. Over the next days, our partnership strengthened. We practiced everything for the Festival of Stars, walking side by side, exchanging gestures, even laughing at our mistakes. One evening, while the twin moons rose over the forest, we sat together by a small stream. She reached out, almost unconsciously, and touched my hand. I looked at her. Her golden eyes shone softly in the moonlight. "You don't have to pretend anymore," she said quietly. I raised an eyebrow. "I thought we agreed to pretend." She laughed nervously. "I know. But I feel something different now. Something real. And I think you do too." I felt my heart race. I didn't want to lie anymore. I didn't want to pretend. "Lyra," I said softly, "I didn't expect this, but I think I care for you. More than I should, probably. But it's real." Her eyes widened. Then she smiled, the kind of smile that reaches the soul. She leaned closer, resting her head gently on my shoulder. "I care about you too," she whispered. For the first time, our partnership wasn't just a pretense. It was genuine. The Festival of Stars. The Festival of Stars arrived, a grand celebration under the twin moons. The city glowed with lights and energy crystals. The Zytherians gathered in ceremonial dress, waiting to see the honored pairs. Lyra and I stepped forward. My human body felt out of place among the elegant alien figures, but I held my posture. Lyra's hand found mine, and she squeezed gently. Together, we walked through the crowd. People whispered, some with curiosity, others with admiration. When we reached the central stage, Lyra performed a gesture of unity, and I followed her lead. The elders nodded. The rival faction was silent, and the entire crowd erupted in cheers. Later, as the festival lights sparkled around us, Lyra pulled me aside. "Thank you," she said, "for being my partner. Not just for the festival, but for everything." I smiled. "I should be the one thanking you. You asked me to pretend, and now, I don't want to stop being your partner, real or not." She blushed and looked away, her fingers brushing against mine. "I'm glad you said that." Ending a new beginning. After the festival, life returned to normal, or at least as normal as it could be on a planet filled with shimmering forests and floating cities. Lyra and I continued to walk together, side by side. We explored new areas of Zytheria, learning about each other's cultures and sharing stories. She taught me the Zytherian language, and I taught her human humor. One evening, sitting under a sky filled with shooting stars, she leaned her head on my shoulder. "Do you think this Eros can last?" she asked softly. "I do," I said, taking her hand in mine. "We're from different worlds, yes. But we chose each other. That's stronger than anything." Lyra smiled, eyes shining with golden light. "I'm glad I asked you to be my partner," she whispered. I laughed softly. "And I'm glad I said yes. For the first time in my life, I felt like I truly belonged somewhere. Not because it was my world, or because it was safe, but because it was where she was. The twin moons reflected on the calm waters of the stream. The festival lights flickered in the distance. And as Lyra and I sat there together, I realized something simple yet extraordinary. Sometimes, pretending can lead to the most real feelings of all. Our partnership, once a simple pretense, had become a genuine connection across galaxies. A connection that neither distance nor danger could break. And in that quiet, peaceful moment, I knew that this was only the beginning of an adventure far greater than either of us had imagined.